Mark O'Brien,
and Steve Shanahan!
hello, Lee.
After 20 years, oh my God, you would not believe how much I've rubbed off on this country.
When Run says I'm DJ Run, I can scratch. I don't go, I'm TMC, I could rap. I go, I'm TMC, I could draw.
Last time I was here was 1976, a long time ago.
You don't look old enough to have been here in 1976.
Thank you. Those glasses need changing.
Over the past 80 weeks, we've brought you some of the UK's most fascinating stories. And this week, to mark the occasion, we're bringing you something old and something new. In this week's final show, we take on the robots in Birmingham. We're going underground in Nottingham. And we visit the world-famous Royal Edinburgh military tattoo.
Very quickly, what were you going to say? Leeds is safe?
Leeds is safe. I've been smacked in the face in London. I've never been smacked in the face in Leeds. Not
there
yet.
you go.
Just wait.
It's never
Not
been
yet.
smacked in. Do you know that? By the way, we've had a tweet from your co-host on Boys on Film.
What's he saying?
He's saying, have you changed his hair product?
I have actually. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I have actually. I've been trying a bit of hairspray. I'll be honest.
That's obviously because you're reading GQ magazine.
Oh,
I am an ex-sleeper and ex-heroin and crack cocaine addict. I was addict for 10 years. I started using heroin when I was 15. I've never had aspirations. I don't have any really happy memories before, I'd say 10 years ago. And I'm sure there were some, but all I ever focused on for all my life was all the negative energy and the negative that I'd lived with.
And somebody in a boardroom said to me last year, and I won't mention the firm, but somebody in the boardroom said to me last year, I don't know why you want to work with these people have no value. And my response to that is, tell me he has no value. Tell me he has no value.
£15.90
An hour.
I go and find a spot to join them and start to bed down for the night. And now, ever since we all bedded down, and now that it's so quiet out here, and now that we're by ourselves, it feels like time's just dragging on now. I'm looking up in the sky and I can see nearly a full moon hovering in the sky, and it's been hovering in that. I'm convinced it's been settled in that same place for feels like hours now. It's probably not very long. I've probably not been here by myself all that long, but it feels like a very long time.
Friends, here we stand. In one of the most harrowest sights in all of human history. We stand in Auschwitz-Birkenau.
When the last survivor has faded with his own mind, when the tattooed numbers have been burnt away by time, when the last scream has stopped whispering its hurt in our dreams, when ash from the ovens cannot be felt underfoot, when our pictured destruction is stored with video games, who will recall the horror of Auschwitz?
And then we were taken to the sauna. We're told to take our clothes off, and they had 6 photographs on me and for my parents and so on, and everything was left there. We went into the next room, had our hair shaved off, and then we went to a sauna and we had a shower. First on the shower I had in 6 months, and I got my number, and that was the day I lost my name. The number had B7608.
Absolutely indeed. So come on in and join us for an exclusive look at the British Travel Awards.
Come on in, you gorgeous thing. Come on, in you go.
Before we talk about the award that you've sponsored, tell us about the outfits. Who came up with this idea?
Well, this is what we wear on Sundays, to be honest.
No, this is our normal gear on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Leeds, a cradle of innovation, a capital of culture, a northern powerhouse. Welcome to a brand new series of Streets of Leeds, and we begin not at the town hall or city square, not overlooking a vast cityscape or at the foot of some towering monument, but here, in the very bowels of Leeds, underneath this incredible feat of engineering amid the dark arches. I'm Mark O'Brien, and it's here that we begin our journey. And joining me over the next 6 weeks is this man, entrepreneur and local historian Jonathan Strait.
Yes, we're going to uncover the stories of innovations born in Leeds that have changed the world and continue to do so.
So come join us on a journey through the streets of Leeds. It's not just artists, but authors too, who've called Leeds home over the decades. Leeds is also home to some very famous authors. Arthur Ransome, the writer of Swallows and Amazons, he lived around Headingley. So did J.R.R. Tolkien, actually, when he was working at the University of Leeds. Alan Bennett famously is a Leeds lad born and raised. So much of his work is reminiscent of ordinary, daily suburban life here in Leeds. He actually went to school briefly with Barbara Taylor Bradford, the world-famous romance author. Her novel, A Woman of Substance, is one of the best-selling books of all time. Over 30 million copies have been sold worldwide. Of course, Leeds has a special place in TV history too. In 1927, 9 years before television broadcasts began, Leeds University hosted the inaugural lecture of what became the Royal Television Society, when John Logie Baird came to the city to show off his experiments with televisor apparatus. We're close now to Kirkstall Road, which in many ways is the cradle of Leeds' television story. It was here in 1968 that Yorkshire TV first started broadcasting with that famous opening track, Ba 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 Ba. You recognise that from an Ilkley Moor Bar tap. And over the years, this has been the home of many great famous productions. Rising Damp was made here. Bruce's Price is Right was briefly made here as well. Of course, certain programmes, Emmerdale and Countdown, they're still made here to this day.